Hello, everybody. This is Eliz-Sha from wisdomseekers.net, and I'm doing an impromptu interactive, probably a very short one. The emphasis is on the .net. This is my logo. This is the Phoenix Rampant or Rising, and anywhere you find Wisdom Seekers, you'll find the Phoenix logo. Also, we have Aaron coming back on our site, which is we're excited about that. So you shall see a new reader pretty soon, and Aaron will probably be on doing interactions again with me. What else? My webmaster is very good, very professional. If you want a webmaster that you can rely on, please reach out to me and I will give you the information. It's a very cool lady, actually. And she's used to working with big clients. So if you're not a big client, she can handle you with ease and grace. So having said that, I was just going to talk a little bit about the energy of the day, of the day. It is standing your ground, allowing yourself to be bigger than you thought you were, because honestly, anybody who's come into Earth right now, who's on the light worker path, is going to be energetically huge. We might have come in, forgotten, thought small, but our body, and you notice a lot of light workers put on a lot of weight, right? And that's so that they subconsciously think they have to be big to hold the huge aura that they have. So if you can tell yourself, your subconscious, no, that's not true, I bet you'll end up losing some of the weight quite easily, because our auras do not have to stay in our body. They can be outside of our body. And we just need the body to anchor who we are into it. So having said that, we'll go back to being larger than life. And this is something I find very interesting, because I started out with dyslexia at a time when there was no such thing as dyslexia. They didn't have a clue what was the matter with me, and I didn't find out what was the matter with me until I was like 24, 25, and I went to school, and we had a psychology section, and I had a book report due, and I was reading this book, and I read it, and it was about people who were dyslexic, and it hit me so hard. I just sat there and cried, because it described me to a T. There was nothing wrong, nothing about me that it didn't say. And so I had spent the majority of my life thinking, up to 24, 25, thinking I was really a broken piece of humanity. It's when you don't think like the rest of humanity, especially way back in the 60s, maybe early 70s, you felt not worthwhile. And I thought I was a huge failure. So when I learned that, it made such an impact on my life. I realized, well, they weren't going to mark me differently because I think differently. But I still got out of there with a pretty decent grade, because I studied my butt off. And I repeated, then repeated some more. And it was quite worthwhile. And I went on actually from a 1-year certificate to a 2-year diploma. But I had to go from BC to Alberta to get the diploma, because they didn't have the diploma in BC at that time. But made a huge difference in my life. I started to see things differently. I started to expand, and also by the end of the studying, I went from the 20s to the 30s, and that does make a huge difference in everybody's life when they go from at every new decade. There's a new personality energy. But anybody who's come in, and hopefully you've come in later than I did, so you still have to go through all this stuff that we do to forgetting and that we have to, so we can remember and realize that we are huge. But we can't do that until we get to the place where we're authentic. And it turns out that when we are authentic, we start to become maybe a little bit bigger than life. Not for everybody, because it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody is going to have people who love them and people who can't stand you. It's whether you buy into the can't stand or the love. And it is really nice to be loved. It makes a huge difference in your physical energy, literally. The more you're loved, the more alive you feel. And I noticed this as more and more people would follow me on my Facebook group or things like that. And I understood why Hollywood actors would get so arrogant. I didn't. I chose not to, because I'm a firm believer in accepting that which is yours, which is given to you, and acknowledging it. Because yes, if people think that, then mostly they're right. But then you take it and you put it into the earth so that your ego doesn't evolve into something bigger and stronger than you are. Because the ego has been the master for so long now. It's not its job. Its job is simply to keep you alive. It's not to run your life. And the mind has been treated like a minor god for, I don't know, at least 300 years, that it also has the same problem as the ego. The truth is, the heart is the master. Then the brain comes in and tells the heart, this is how we can do it. This is the way it works. And the ego keeps you alive. When the three work in tandem, we have a very balanced being most of the time. Of course, we're going to fall out of balance. But again, I'm going to revert to, we are meant to be bigger than life. Why? Because we are bigger than life. And that's just the way it is. We just don't want our ego to be the master of it. But if we follow our heart will give us all the knowledge we need to survive in a good way. If we came in here, we have things that we need to unlearn. So once we unlearn something, that makes us one step closer to being authentically who we are. And sometimes we get to the place where we become authentic and we don't realize it. It's rather fun, actually. And people do things, say some things that are meant to hurt our feelings, and we answer them seriously without reacting to the control aspect, without being controlled. And it's kind of fun watching their faces. Or sometimes they're trying to control you and you just don't give them the satisfaction. It depends whether it's worth your while or not. But the best part is when you answer and react without realizing that they were trying to control and they can't control. That part is the fun part. And we've been on 10 minutes almost, and nobody's on.
Nope.
So
they turned us into a liar. Keisha W says, hello, Eliz-Sha.
Hey, Keisha. How are you doing? Hi, Aaron. Long time. So I was just chatting about being larger than life and allowing ourselves to be larger than life. But I am here for an interactive, so if you have questions, please feel free. I won't be on long because it's already been a really long day. I'm good, actually. Just been a long day. Sometimes you wake up tired, and I believe it's the energy is moving so swiftly right now. I am doing well, thank you, Aaron. So, is there a question that I missed?
No.
No questions. Yeah. So, one of the things I've noticed about us right now is that we're getting to a place where we are going to start being bigger than life, than the life of the average person. And we want to, we do want to be bigger than that because that's who we truly are. That's who we authentically are. So don't pull, when you're bigger than life, allow that to occur, but don't own it. Don't don't react to it like, oh gosh, I'm so special, or oh gosh, that's scary that they think that. Just be who you are. And Mark, okay, what? Oh, you're not. Oh, you. It's all right. She was loving on our dog.
Well, Marquis and I reconcile.
And okay, let's see.
I mean, reconcile and come back together are basically the same thing.
I know, sweetheart.
It's why I don't read it.
She's funny, but she's got a good heart, honest. He's seriously thinking about it. He's tossing it about in his mind. I'm going to answer this a little long because what you're asking is very pertinent to the energy of right now. And I've been getting for quite a while that the male female energy is coming into balance, and people who are in balance already are the people who are bringing it in. And so I'm finding that people who have been without partners for a long time, light workers, are generally likely to have a partner come in who is the perfect person for you. Not so, for instance, in the cards, not a pentacle and a sword, but a pentacle and a pentacle, a sword and a sword. So you balance each other and you work together very well. So Marquise, yes, I do feel he's thinking about very seriously about coming back. And if he comes back, doesn't mean he won't run again, because this is another thing I'm finding, that the males of the species have been they're finding there's a new route for them. They're not the dominant male anymore. And the one side has made them very unmale, but the real men are coming back, but they're not sliding to the dominant. They're coming back into a place of balance. And so that scares men because they haven't been there for a long time. Be very positive and open with him, and tell him how you feel succinctly. All right. And at this moment, the possibility is very high, not 100%, but very high, that he will come back and talk to you. When he does, be very kind and gentle with him. Be very loving and compassionate. All right? Because the men at this point, a lot of men at this point, are very afraid of taking that commitment step. One more step. All right. Good luck.
She says, I agree. I feel like he's running from feelings.
Yes, and a lot of men are not allowed to feel, which is unfortunate. And that's why we want them in the middle. We don't want them over here where they didn't have to feel. We don't want them over here where they felt too much. We want them in the middle where they're masculine and have compassion, are the quintessential male. All right, good luck. Very good luck with that.
Aaron Liu asks, can you pick a card or two regarding work or love, whatever needs my attention?
All right, let's see what we get.
So life.
Life in general, right, Aaron? Okay. I am trying to clean up my mess because I have 3 boxes, big boxes of wire because I love doing wire work. So right now I have one arm, and I'm right-handed, not left-handed, trying to clean up this mess. So I have a mess all over the place, and then I get stopped because I want to do some wire work because it's so much fun. Okay, Aaron, let's see. Okay, first thing off, you get you got the I think this is about love. This is about spiritual love, and I can keep on pulling because I love it because it's easy to do. So, and yes, it's more than 2 or 3 cards. I know. I like at least 3. The first card I pulled was the Judgment card, and the Judgment card to me is a light worker card, and I've known you for quite a while, Aaron, so that I know that you are a light worker, and you're a really good light worker, and you have done a lot of clearing and things like that. So your heart is getting to the place where it's light as a feather, as in the mat tradition for Egypt. So I know you've worked very hard on relationships. It's still, and this card came out second, the 2 of Swords, which means it will still take a little bit of courage on your part and on his part to get to where you want to be. But this time, okay, let's go to this card first. Ace of Swords. There's still a bit in your subconscious that needs to be cleared up or released. And you've been tapped on the shoulder for this, and you get this niggling feeling, but it's not to the point where it's out and out. You've got to do something. Ask the universe to help you with this, honest from the heart. Don't do it unless it's from the heart. And break through for that. It's very important that this last little bit of subconsciousness that is stopping you from having the perfect relationship is there. But it is done. You just have to allow yourself to realize you're finished, that it's that you have done all these things, and it's quite nice. So the last, I don't know which card to go. I think I'll do this card first. So this takes you to a place of the High Priestess, and that's something that I know you are definitely have the energy of a High Priestess, which you can see other people clearly. You don't interfere unless they ask you for help or they ask you for verification, and you only tell them to the level they're capable of understanding. But this has to do with love. And of course, I'm going to tell you this, the same old. You love yourself, which I feel you have done a lot of work on. So you do love yourself. The more you love yourself, the more you can love others, and the more you can receive. If you love yourself 90%, you can receive 90% and give 90%. If you love yourself 100, then you've got it made. But it is time for you to, okay, this is a bit of, it sounds a little bit strange, but I want you to sit back in your chair and do nothing and receive, because the next card is the Lovers, and is the quintessential Lovers. So it's time for you to have the quintessential lover come in. Will it be what you expect? No, it won't be, because you've changed and the person coming in will change. So don't go into it with expectations of how it's going to be, who it's going to be, what kind of person it's going to be. Just go in and sit and go, yep, I'm ready, and receive. And you will find that who comes in will be exactly what you need, and you will be happier than you thought you could be if you came in with, and then with the person came in with who you expect to come in. All right? But allow yourself to be open from the heart. No, okay, that's good. I like it.
KK asks, hello, do my guides have any messages regarding the family reunion I'm going to this week?
Don't take anything personal. Sit there as open-hearted as you can. Big heart. So one of the things that's been coming up this week in the dailies is open your heart, be wide open, have no expectation, hold nothing that comes into your heart, hold nothing, let it all go. Just take it in, acknowledge the information, because that's all it is. And when somebody has something to say to you that you don't like, remember it has all to do with them and nothing to do with you. It is absolutely zero to do with you. Go in with the expectation that there's a lot of really good food, because I see a lot of good food. I know I miss out on all these wonderful family dinners because I can almost taste it. There's some really good food. And don't own anything. Be what I was saying at the beginning with you, if you heard it or not. Be the large human being, and be your authentic self. People may not like it, but that's not your problem. More people will love it, and that is perfectly okay. And if they tell you how wonderful you are, say thank you. I feel really good about myself. Then put it into the earth, because you don't need a fat head, and it's so much fun to have a fat head occasionally, but not worth the drill. I do think you will do very well as long as you remain wide open. And I know that's scary, but with your wide open, it comes in, you look at it, okay, I know how to deal with this situation, and you go. All right? Good luck and have fun. Go with the intention of fun.
Jennifer Schwab says, my middle daughter, Sydney's baby's dad died in May. Is there anything you feel we need to know about him now that he is in the spirit realm? Sydney was surprised about the son passing. Thank you.
May.
I think he's still recovering, eh?
Yeah, he was not. I think this was an unexpected callback.
Mm-hmm. Shock to the system.
Yeah, it's shock to the psychic system, because I feel like he is surrounded by a lot of. I feel he's surrounded by a lot of healing energy, healers on the other side. He's not handling it as well as somebody who understands about, who would understand. But unfortunately, it was his time. The part of him that makes the decision to live or die, looked at him and thought, okay, it's time to come back. You're not learning what you're supposed to learn. But unfortunately, at this stage, he's still a little resentful about leaving family behind and not doing everything that he could have. And I give my condolences to everybody who was affected negatively by that.
For sure. Not to sound super heartless and crass, but I'm going to sound kind of heartless and crass. Is this the dude that we wanted to say goodbye to in the first place?
I don't think so. Well, it could be.
Because, I mean, we got rid of him, didn't we?
I don't think
Like-
I think Sydney's the oldest daughter.
No, she said Sydney's the middle one.
Okay, I'm not
I-
100% sure then, which I've never
I barely keep my own sisters
straight. Yeah.
straight, and like they're both older than me, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. So regardless, it's a shock to the systems when.
100%. I mean, it's.
But
if it is the person,
then it solves a lot of problems.
Yeah, and the kid doesn't have to deal with that drama.
It doesn't
later in
have to
life.
deal with the fact that they were not there for them when they're growing up. So hopefully that's the case.
Like I said, it's going to come off as a little heartless and crass, but I mean,
Yeah.
offside. Jel says, greetings and love to all. Aaron Lou says, thank you so much, Eliz-Sha.
Good luck on that, Aaron. I want to know who he's not going to look at all like you expect him to look.
Asel asks, what did Albeck see? What kind of person did Albeck think I was during our relationship?
I think he thought you were a bit more of a mouse than you were supposed. He wanted somebody who was a bit more of a mouse and just sat there and said yes, yes, yes. And he wasn't expecting somebody with a lot of their own personality. And you think a lot more than he's used to. I don't think he was comfortable with you as a thinking individual. So what he was hoping for was somebody who would do what he asked, never question him, and never say no, always be the perfect woman. Sort of like the was it the Medford wives? Stafford wives. He's kind of looking for a Stafford wife. And you had too much personality for him to be able to deal with.
Basically, he wasn't man enough to handle you.
Basically, yes. You were a little more than he knew how to deal with. Sorry about that.
Just don't change to appease other people.
No.
Tay says, thank you. I will keep that in mind. And yes, there will be a lot of good food. My grandma paid for food catering. I'm very excited to go. We will be near nature, and there is a lake too. Take your swimsuit.
Well, yeah, that's what I saw. And I saw fried chicken, but I'm assuming, I'm probably making an assumption there, but I saw fried chicken. And
I feel like fried chicken is a staple picnic.
I feel it is too. That's why I didn't say it. But yeah, I saw a lake and grass and people spread out all over the place.
Jennifer Schwab says, I was not surprised about his death. He was not a good dad and was trying to control Sydney. So I think, this is the dude we were.
Okay, that's why he was called back, because it wasn't to the benefit of Sydney and the child. And he was not learning what he was supposed to learn.
She adds.
Thank you, Erin.
She adds. I feel she is free now, and the baby will not learn his dad's bad attitude and drug habits.
Well, so my kids did not grow up with their father, but I see often mannerisms of their father, and I look at them and mental attitudes of their father. So you do want to be careful to pay attention that some of his attitudes don't come through, and work with it when it comes through, if it comes through. The kid feels highly evolved. The child feels highly evolved. I'm not very politically correct. But at the same time, they get to a stage when they're 12, 13, 14 to 8, 19, 20, when they're pain in the butt. And they might, so just remember what you teach them at that stage will be the best. Before that will do them in good state after they get through that that I'm so cocky stage. Yeah. But the black and white stage really
Well, and
cannot deal with the black and white stage.
it gives you a different way to go. Well, when my kids were at this stage, this is how I handled it. Let's try something new, or and it teaches you, okay,
Alternative methods, yeah.
let's redirect this random burst of emotion, whatever, negative, positive, into hitting a go for a run to release that steam, hitting a not a bean bag, but a punching bag to release that pent up emotion.
Or take them to a dojo and teach them martial arts.
To use that energy in a different way, so that
I'm a big believer in martial arts for kids, because it teaches them how to deal with their aggressions without being aggressive.
Well,
unless you get the wrong dojo. You want a spiritual dojo,
but
not a warrior.
Most high up there martial artists, like
doesn't matter.
One of them says, I am dangerous not because I know how to fight, but because I know how to use my body to. I know how to control my body. Or I'm paraphrasing, but it's that kind of thinking of, I know where my limits are, and if I punch you, it's for a good reason.
Yeah, they know when to use their body magic is basically what it is.
Yeah.
But
right. She goes on and says, I'm not offended by Elle's honesty. I knew he was harming Sydney and would put my grandson in harm's way. I feel slightly guilty for knowing this is best for them.
No, don't feel guilty about that. Don't feel guilty for your truth.
Because he chose this, at some level, he also realized he was going to harm everybody he cared about.
That's why
That's why it happened.
Yeah, exactly. Because he was literally pulled out. Yeah, the thing is, he's still coming to grips with the fact that he wasn't this good guy, which he thinks he was, and that's probably why he's still in kind of rehab.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and she adds, my mom is doing a barbecue dinner, and it's at the lake.
That's cool.
So fried chicken.
Well, some kind of barbecue, yeah.
Yeah. Erin Lou was 750 says, thank you so much. You are the best.
You're a pretty cool lady too, Erin. So we're done, are we? Can I show you? Can you reach over and grab the?
Yeah.
I just wanted to show you something I made for my daughter.
Are we showing the skull or the cross?
No, the skull. The cross isn't ready. Mostly because I'm very pleased with it. And if you're not that skull, the one that's done.
Where did you put it?
On the table beside.
Oh.
We live together. Can you tell?
Let me just.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to walk.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a resin that my daughter just bought herself a house, and she's into skulls. So, and I cannot.
Do you want me to hold it up?
I think I can do it. See that? So it changes colors, of course. Well, some places it's green, some places gold, and so that's one. And you're stuck there with you're still watching. I have also a dragon that I love. And where's the wolf? I have a wolf too that's really beautiful.
You want me to?
No, I've got it.
Got it? Okay.
I just, like I say, I'm trying to
clean up.
I'm trying to clean up, and this one's going to a friend who's on the cusp of Gemini Cancer. Poor guy. And he likes wolves, and he likes red wolves, so I made that for him. The dragon and the skull is going to my daughter. But yeah, they're fun to make. I also
They're
have.
expensive to make too.
They're very
should-
expensive. Just
They take
as
a lot of resin.
yeah, as an FYI,
For
And-
your information.
they're very really yeah.
The skull is
It's going to be
the
like
most expensive.
Yeah, like a
Takes up-
minimum of 65 because it takes 3 full pours. It's huge. And then we have for people who are religious, like Christian Catholics, we have you can bring that over now if you want. We have
This is why I never listen.
we have a cross for that we bought. Well, because there's a lot of people who do spirituality from a religious perspective, and so we have this one. This one is going to Maria, one of my readers. You probably know who she is because. And we just got it today. We haven't got the pour done yet.
That's why we showed off the mold.
That's why we showed off the mold.
All right.
But I'm going to. I think
Tay
that's it, right?
Tay says they are gorgeous.
Thank you.
Jennifer Schwab. I was not raised by my mom, but I have similarities to her, so I agree. We will be watching over baby as his temperament is similar and surrounding him with love and better male role models. He's special.
Yeah, he is very special. That's for sure.
That is gorgeous and really cool.
Yeah, they're fun to make too.
And Tay ends us off with, thank you so much, ladies, for the live, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh, I plan on it. And you too. Enjoy your day. So namaste, namasko, and I love you. Love you all. Bye. Have fun. Oops. There you go.